नमो नमः. May life be mantramayam. Article number 3. Ideal daily routine Adarsha Dinacharya by S. L. Abhyankar, Mumbai, Sunday, September 6, 2020. On getting up from the bed, we start off with a daily routine. It seems each one of us has some kind of a daily routine. Housewives, more so the mothers, definitely have a routine which they follow. It changes only if it is some special day, say birthday, anniversary. I was wondering whether there is any well documented guideline of an ideal daily routine. Lo, there is. There is Ashtanga Hridayam by Dvitiya Vagbhataha, a 7th century textbook prescribed for study of Ayurveda. In this book, the second chapter, Dvitiyodhyayaha, in the Sutra Sthanam section, has the title Dinacharya. All the 48 shlokas in Dinacharya Adhyaya merit a study. Actually, oldest texts of Ayurveda are Sushruta Samhita and Charaka Samhita. There must be similar guideline in those texts also. Since the chapter in Ashtanga Hridayam is a good summary compilation, very relevant, we can study that. At this link, English translation of the complete Sutrasthanam section is available. I located the link only after my self-study of first 7 shlokas. Anyway, since these shlokas are of Ayurveda, they can be taken to be Veda mantras. These shlokas do lend jnanam and the preraka shakti to promote ayuhu, that is a long, happy, healthy life. It is not that these shlokas are to be studied only by students of Ayurveda. Basic concept of Ayurveda is not just pathology, the science of alleviation of pathos, alleviation of grief, alleviation of malady. The concept is of ayuhu, concept of living a long, happy, healthy life. Everyone would like to live such a life only. Hence, everyone is welcome to study Ayurveda. Presently, we shall focus on Adarsha Dinacharya. There can be variations in the Dinacharya depending upon situations. For example, people doing night shifts cannot get up at Brahma Muhurta, some 48 minutes before sunrise. That is how Brahma Muhurta has been defined. One Muhurta is supposed to be on an average a period of 48 minutes. By studying these shlokas, we shall try to understand the basic logic of how a day be spent, on what all essential activities. Brahme muhurte uttishthet swastho raksharthamayushah sharira chintam nirvartya krutashaucha vidhistatah. I have done my own style of, like I mentioned earlier, up to shloka number 7. I did some study, but I will skip that and I will directly go to the meaning or interpretation which I also derived after all this study. Here it is. Swasthaha ayushaha rakshartham brahme muhurte uttishtet. One who is hale and hearty, swasthaha, should get up some 48 minutes before sunrise so as to protect one's life, ayushaha rakshartham. Tataha sharira chintam nirvartya krutashaucha vidhi bhavet. Then, leaving or to leave aside anxiety about health, one should do voiding of excrement. Arkanyagrodha khadira karanja kakubhadijam प्रातर्भुक्त्वा च मृद्वग्रं कषाय कटुतिक्तकं कनीन्यग्रसमस्थौल्यं प्रगुणं द्वादशाङ्गुलं भक्षयेद्दन्तपवनं दन्तमांसान्यबाधयन् और भक्षयेद्दन्तधवनम. Going straight away to the plants and trees mentioned, Arka, Nyagrodha, Khadira, Karanja, Kakubha, must have been of course tested that the juices in their twigs have both curative and preventive effects to ensure bright and healthy teeth and gums. The mention Dantamamsan Nyabadhayan, without hurting the gums, has so much loving caution and care inherent in it. नाद्यादजीर्ण वमथु श्वासकास ज्वरार्दिति तृष्णास्यपाक रुन्नेत्र शिरः कर्णामयी च तत्. Persons with afflictions of indigestion, vomiting, breathing difficulty, cough, fever, problems in throat, mouth, heart, eyes, ears, headache, may not chew the tooth cleaning twigs. Savvira manjanam nityam hitamakshnostato bhajet चक्षुस्तेजोमयं तस्य विशेषा श्लेष्मतो भयम्. One may regularly apply to the eyes the anointment Savviram Anjanam. Applying the anointment can be hazardous in a special instance such as mucus in the eyes. Bhuktavansh shirasnatah shantash छर्दन नावनैहि रात्र उजागरितश्चापि नांज्याज्वरित एव च. It would not be good to get the eyes anointed after eating, after bath, if severely affected by vomiting, sneezing, etc., if stayed awake during night, or if having fever. योजये सप्तरात्रेस्मात् श्रावणार्थं रसांजनम ततो नावन गंडूष धूमतांबूल भाग भवेत्. It is good to apply a special type of collyrium called Savviram Anjanam to the eyes. It should be applied daily. Rasanjanam, aqueous extract of Berberis aristata, should be applied once in a week to drain out kapha secretions from the eyes. Before getting this translation, I had done my own translation as liquid anointment of eyes can be practiced for cleansing of the eyes with a gap of 1 week, that is in alternate weeks. After anointment, one may do cleaning of nasal passages by a handful of water or steam inhaling or partake of tambulam. Tambulam kshatapittasra ruksho kupita shakshusham vishamurcha madarthanam apathyam shoshinam api. Tambulam is apathyam, not advisable, for persons having injury, suffering from biles, bleeding, dryness in the eyes, red eyes, afflicted by poison, epilepsy, inebriety, or suffering withering, that is, health going down, weight loss. That also can be a problem. In the case of such problem, tambulam is apathyam. अभ्यंगम आचरे नित्यम सजरा श्रमवातः दृष्टि प्रसाद पुष्ट्यायु स्वप्न सुत्वक त्वदार्ढ्यकृत. शिरश्रवण पादेषु तं विशेषेण शीलयेत् वर्जोभ्यङ्गः कफग्रस्त कृत संशुद्ध्य जीर्णिभिः. The meaning of Shloka 8 and 9 together. Abhyangaha means massage. It should be done daily, morning. It delays aging, relieves tiredness, and excess of vata, that also it relieves aches and pains. It improves vision, nourishes body tissues, prolongs age, induces good sleep, and improves skin tone and complexion. Massage should be especially done on ears, head, and legs. Massage should be avoided when there is increase of kapha in the body, soon after shodhana, panchakarma procedure, and during indigestion. लाघवं कर्म सामर्थ्यम दीप्तोग्निर्मेधस क्षयः विभक्त घनगात्रत्वं व्यायामात् उपजायते. वातपित्तामयी बालो वृद्धो जीर्णो च तं त्यजेत् अर्धशक्त्या निषेव्यस्तु बलिभिः स्निग्धभोजिभिः शीतकाले वसन्ते च मन्दम् एव ततोऽन्यदा तं कृत्वानु सुखं देहं मर्दयेच्च समन्ततः. Meaning of 10, 11 and 12. Exercise brings about lightness, laghavam. It improves work capacity, karma samarthyam. Increases digestion power, burns fat. It brings body into good shape. People with diseases originating from vata and pitta, dosha, children, elders, people with indigestion problem should not do exercise. Exercise should be done till one's half strength. Exercise should be done compulsorily by those having full strength and who take oily food stuff also during winter. At the end of the exercise, one should undergo mild massage, pressing the body parts with mild to moderate pressure. तृष्णा क्षय प्रथमको रक्तपित्तम श्रमः क्लमः अतिव्यायामतः कासो ज्वरश्छर्दिश्च जायते. Excessive thirst, emaciation, severe dyspnoea, difficulty in breathing, bleeding disorders, exhaustion, feeling of debility even without any work, cough, fever, and vomiting are caused by excess of exercise. व्यायाम जागराध्व स्त्रीहास्य भाष्यादि साहसम गजम सिंह इवाकर्षण भजन नति विनश्यति. Those who indulge in too much of exercise daily, who keep themselves awake till late nights regularly, who walk long distances regularly, who indulge in excessive sexual activities, too much of laughing, speaking, and such other strenuous activities will perish, just as a lion perishes after vanquishing an elephant. Udvartanam kafaharam medhasah pravilayanam sthirikaranam manganam tvak prasada karam param. Udvartanam is using powder for massage. It helps to calm down aggravated kapha, helps to burn fat. Hence, it is one of the therapies that many Ayurvedic centers offer for anti-obesity treatment. Udvartanam also brings in stability to body organs, improves strength and skin complexion. Deepanam vrusham ayushyam, snanam urja balapradam or ojo balapradam iti pathapeda. Kandumala shramasved tandra triddah papmajit. Bathing improves digestion, deepanam, acts as aphrodisiac, vrusham, prolongs life, ayushyam, increases enthusiasm and strength, urja balam. It helps to get rid of dirt, kandu, waste products, mala, sweat, shramasveda, tiredness, tandra, excessive thirst, trut, burning sensation, daha, papma, and microbes. उष्णाम्बुनाथः कायस्य परिषेको बलावः तेनैव तूत्तमाङ्गस्य बलहृत् केशचक्षुषाम्. Pouring warm water over the body bestows strength, but the same warm water over the head makes for loss of strength of the hair and of eyes. स्नानमार्दित नेत्रास्य कर्णरोगातिसारिषु आध्मानपीनसा जीर्ण भुक्तवत्सु च गर्हितम्. Bath is contraindicated, garhitam, for those suffering from facial paralysis, diseases of the eyes, mouth and ears, diarrhea, flatulence, rhinitis, indigestion, and who have just taken food. Never take bath soon after food. What is detailed in Shlokeshu Abhav qualifies to be part of Kriya Yoga. Note Sutram 1 in Sadhana Padaha section of Patanjali Yoga Sutrani says Tapaswadhyayeshwara pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. Tapaha, Swadhyaya and Ishwara Pranidhanam together become Kriya Yoga. Guidance obtaining in the above 18 shloka is about starting the day with Adarsha Dinacharya comprising Shaucham, being relieved of anxiety of bowels not being clear, Mukhamarjanam, mouthwash and face wash, Vyayamaha, physical exercises. One can be doing Yogasanani as Vyayamaha. As mentioned above, Vyayamaha should be done only to half strength. We must not exhaust ourselves. We need to have energy and enthusiasm left to carry on the duties over the rest of the day. Snanam, bath. The 4 points as above would be done only in the early part of the day, but for Dinacharya to be Adarsha, it ought to be comprehensive Kriya Yoga all through the day. That is, it all should be Tapaha, Swadhyaya and Ishvara Pranidhanam. Actually, the balance 30 shlokaha in Dinacharya Adhyaya in Sutra Sthanam do dwell on these aspects of Tapaha, Swadhyaya and Ishvara Pranidhanam. But the Tapaha aspect, as detailed in the 17th chapter in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, is very succinct. I would like to study that in the next lesson. By the way, Kriya Yoga all through the day, comprising Tapaha, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhanam, is the way to may life be mantramayam. Shubhamastu.